Hey guys, Romie Reviews here. Please like, comment, subscribe. So, haha, new the haves and the have-nots. Um, what to say, what to say. So for a lot of the episode, I was bored. For the parts where I didn't need to be bored, I wasn't bored. That was essentially it. So yeah, some of the things that it's really, in all honesty, I could go over some of the stuff I don't care about, and then we'll get to the main thing because I feel like that's what you're here for. Remember, I have my other channel, Romie Whispers ASMR, so go and check that out if you'd like. And I put up at least a video of a week. It's a nice time over there. It's doing pretty well. Pretty proud of it. Here's the thing. Veronica hiring those hitmen while Jeffrey was upstairs tending to David's burns, and Jeffrey tried to convince David to get Madison back to help out. I said, okay, let's get to the mess. And we did. All we heard was boom! The door broke open. And I said, okay, we're moving in the right direction. And then we switched over to, they're running out. And it's terrible because I was like, ooh, who's gonna get shot? Who's gonna get shot? And David comes downstairs because he had a couple of guns. And he was like, you know where the other one is? And I was like, yeah. I was like, oh, so it's like that? Hold on. Yeah, it's like that. So they come down the stairs, and David comes first down the stairs. So he's the one who gets hit from what we see. I don't think Jeffrey got hit. But what was confusing was that we saw them firing back, David and Jeffrey firing back at the goons firing back at David and Jeffrey. One. I don't know what happens because that's all we saw. The next time we saw Veronica, and I think the last time we saw Veronica, was her doing her usual meddling, her walking into the hospital, and they just let her go in. I'm like, what is going on here with this hospital? Madison, your friend is not doing a good job. Neither are you, but your friend isn't either. That's probably why you're friends. She lets Veronica go and talk to, what's his name? Talk to Justin. And I'm just like, huh? So then Justin was afraid, which I loved. Justin was so afraid of her because Justin was like, please don't hurt me. Please. I was like, what they did to me. You don't know what they did to me. I'm thinking, and she was even thinking, oh, I don't? But I'm the one who hired them, so yes, I do. And I loved it. She was just like, you know what, girl? And I know that that's wrong, so let's not do that. But she was like, you know what? And this is only the beginning. Apologize. I'm sorry. Apologize for hitting me. I'm sorry I hit you. I say apologize, queen. Apologize to the queen. He said, I'm sorry, queen. And Veronica, being ignorant as usual, saying, you know, I wasn't talking about my son, I was talking about me, right? So Veronica said, oh, trust, this isn't over. You think you learned your lesson, and here comes Madison. And Madison had Veronica leave, but it's Veronica. So she left because she wanted to leave. And then I'm glad that Madison didn't stick around to go and console Justin, because that would have really irritated me. Really irritated me. Because Justin said, please don't leave me. Please don't go. Please. I'm thinking, dude, you beat him up. You terrorized him. You beat up his, threatened his friend, all this stuff. And you want us to just go and be cool with you? You think that's how that works? Maybe in your life, he's like, I'm sorry, I need help, I misunderstood. I said, but I don't care. 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 And so then that was the end of all of that. A little bit of filler when we saw RK finally going back to the Crier house, and he gave Wyatt even less than what he gave Wyatt before, and Wyatt was upset. And so then out comes Jim, and Jim essentially scared off RK I thought he was going to come out with a gun, but he didn't do that. Scared off RK, and now Wyatt's really pissed at Jim. But Jim can't focus on all that. Jim's trying to, but he has too much going on. And the stupid banter with Jim and Wyatt is so annoying and so repetitive. Catherine's getting her back blown out by Broderick, and he's really appreciative. Of course he is. She has a oh my god, all the people that's gonna be messed up because of what happens. So let's jump ahead to Hannah. What's going on at Hannah's house? Mitch comes over and he tells Benny that, hey, it's taken care of. He doesn't tell Benny how, but it's taken care of. And of course, Benny's super excited. Mitch then goes, talks to his family, gives him the money, and that's why he wanted the $75,000. The $50,000 of interest for what Wyatt did, the $20,000 for what Benny borrowed, and the $5,000 for the interest. And his uncle, being petty, wanted all of it, and he had it. And so then his family members are like, hey, you realize that you're going to, one way or the other, you're going to be a part of this. He was like, no, I'm not. I'm thinking, yeah, you are. Your family seems like the type that they get what they want, and they want you. But aside from all of that, I said, okay, score one for Mitch, cool. Benny tells Hannah. Hannah's excited, but Hannah was actually talking to Candace while Benny was outside. And this is where there was, because at first Benny thought that, oh, it was Derek. And Candace was probing, seeing that, oh, you love this guy. I can tell you love this guy. And that's when Hannah puts it out there that, you know, she was raped. And Candace was like, again? Because Candace knows that, you know, she's a byproduct of a rape. And no, by Derek. And Candace was like, wait, huh? And then Hannah said, Derek is your father. He's the same guy. He went to jail. He came out, cleaned himself up, and became a, you know, respectable person in society. And he didn't even remember me. He didn't even recognize me. And so I was like, what? I was like, yeah. Can you imagine? So yes, him. That's your father. I only know it because of the tattoo on his chest. And she was like, what? I said, if we say, but I get it. She handled it pretty well. But Candace said, you know, I think ever it was age 6 or 7, that's when she started to be molested and raped. And so she was like, I get it. I get it. I'm like, damn, that's horrible. And even, I'm glad Hannah brought it back up. Like, that hurt my heart, knowing that you went through all of that. And she was like, yeah, but you didn't, I'm still your mother. And I'm glad the relationship's getting better, but that's when Benny comes in, and Benny doesn't find out. Candace was able to keep her mouth shut. But here goes Benny, of all people, trying to tell Candace, trying to tell Candace, hey, you need to keep the money. We're all thinking, keep the money? Keep the money? Really? We all need to keep the money. He's like, yeah, it's $8 million. And do what? You know, go and leave. You know, there's 50 states. Pick one. I said, this. Oh God, Ben, you're so dumb. You're so dumb. You're so dumb. And Candace was looking at him like, really tried this before, it didn't work. Candace is tired of it. She's done of the scamming, the boosting, doing all that stuff. She wants a regular life. And Benny doesn't care. Benny's like, take the money. They've taken so much from us. Take the money and run. I'll handle Jim if he comes back here. So Benny, his parting words was, take the money. Candace knows that she shouldn't, but once what happens at the end of the episode happens, everything changes. That's the crazy part of this show. And I said, oh my God, Tyler's finally doing it. He's really shaking things up, at least by scaring us, because I'm sure maybe 2 people max are dead. Maybe. 1, definitely. So let's move on to the end, because we get to Wyatt. Wyatt is upset. Catherine was actually talking to Derek. He finally called her back, and Catherine was upset and hurt. But it's such a weird situation. I guess it's such a weird gray area that legally, because he didn't do anything recently, I don't know if legally she can fire him and it's fully justifiable. I don't know how that works, because it sounded like she wasn't trying to fire him. It sounded like she was trying to, just see, like, okay, but Catherine's used to dealing with bad people. She's not a good person herself, so maybe that's why she didn't, just blow up and say you're fired. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe he knows where some bodies are buried. Who knows? What we do know is that Jeffrey. So it's not Jeffrey. So I'm thinking of Jeffrey because I'm thinking of Jeffrey and David. Do you think someone's actually dead? Do you think David actually dies and Jeffrey loses it and goes after Veronica? Who knows? That could be a possibility. But back to the main event. We're at the Cryer residence, and Wyatt has lost his mind. After arguing with Jim, he goes and gets a shotgun. He comes downstairs where Jim was ranting and raving, and because I think he was working with the people to go after Candace or something like that, or maybe even trying to get into contact with Candace. What matters is he goes and lights up Jim. When I tell you, I said, oh, and it was directly in the chest and blood was spewing out of Jim. I said, and I thought, oh my God, is Wyatt having like a weird drug-induced fantasy because he did some drugs? Is that what's going on? But no, it's real. And then Catherine hears it and comes downstairs and sees Wyatt, and she's like, oh my God, no, Wyatt, no. And she's like, and I said, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. He's lost it because he doesn't even chase her. He slowly goes, because Catherine's short, so his one step equals to her three. And she even falls. She gets into the bathroom. She's on the bathtub. She's like, no, no, no. And I thought that, oh, okay, that's your mother. He may calm down. Because earlier, there was a squabble between Wyatt and Jim, and even Catherine, because Wyatt bought more drugs, and Jim was upset. Jim was trying to fight him. And so Wyatt goes, when I tell you Catherine took the impact and fell in that water and was just not moving, I said, oh Lord, this is some Veronica mess, and she also learned how to swim and hold her breath. But he wasn't done. He came back downstairs. George, the DA, came down to the Cryer residence and was like, Wyatt, we heard a disturbance. What's going on? Wyatt was like, oh, I took care of his parents. He shot them, and he had the gun positioned behind him to where they couldn't see it. So once he moved and they saw a gun, they shot him. But I think Wyatt's alive because I feel like they shot him over here. So he should be fine, especially with the drugs in his system. He'll probably be fine. But I said, oh, so we don't know what's happening to David and Jeffrey, even though I feel like Jeffrey's probably alive and he's probably the one that's going to go aggro on Veronica. Wyatt is probably alive. Wyatt might have gotten shot a couple of times now that I think about it, but he's probably alive. Jim is probably alive because, evil doesn't die, just morphs and transforms. Catherine might be dead. She might have drowned in that pool. She might have been able to be saved, but she drowned in that pool. But can I say Catherine? I said, oh, Catherine looks cute. She looks cute. Well, it's better to look cute and, go out that way than look a mess. But it's better to not go out at all. What am I saying? All right, that's it. Please like, comment, subscribe. I feel like this is more like an ASMR video, but actually things will look different because recently moved. Actually just moved a day and a half ago. So yeah.